Right, I'm basically recording and hopefully you can actually see me. I do sometimes put my camera at all different angles and places around when I'm in the living room so I can talk. And this is going to be I'm going to talk about two things. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Katie on here. Basically, she asked me to do a Facebook page for her, so I actually created one and I let her join basically so she could be an admin. And she can also do various things on her own page in her own time. So I did that for her, and I didn't mind doing it because as a good friend I do that. And I'd like to say that basically I hope that she still makes videos, because basically she's been saying to me about and obviously talking about on some of her videos that she was thinking about deleting it. I don't see why not, because I think she should be able to make videos, and hopefully she'll carry on doing them, because I like watching her videos. And the good thing about it is that we don't always aspire to have as many video views as maybe some people. I mean, there might be people who want to have 1 million or whatever thousands of views on their videos. I don't make videos just for the sheer fact that I'm going to try and get a lot of views. It'd be nice if that happened, but I make them because I like doing them, and if 500 people watch my videos, or 50 people watch my videos, or whatever watch my videos, then hopefully they get the enjoyment out of it, as I do making them, and I talk about various different things. So hello to you out there, Katie, and I'm glad that I know you, and I'm glad that I can be a good friend, and you can be a good friend, and so on. And I do enjoy speaking to you, just as I do with many of my friends that I have. But one of the purposes of this video was the Olympics, because basically that's on. Now, I don't know whether you're watching the Olympics, Katie, and people who subscribe to me when they're watching it, but we have it in London at the moment. They say it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance for us to witness the Olympics in our own country. And I don't know whether that is true or not, because the Olympics basically can be held in England again, but whether it will happen in our lifetime, I don't know. If you think back to the previous Olympics that we've had, in 1984 it was actually held in Los Angeles, and then it came back to America in '96. So there was that sort of 10-year thing, you know. I don't suppose that happens too often, but there was that where it has been held in, obviously, that, you know, that kind of thing. So whether or not we're complaining that this is going to be the last chance, it might not be, but in many cases, to some people, they might see it as their chance. The last time we had the Olympics, I think we had it in like 1948. So I would imagine there are people out there who are born, who were around in 1948, and they're still around today. So they get into grips with being able to watch the Olympics for the second time. And I feel that's a need, because I know for sure that could be a case. And I think like that. I think to myself, like, if in 30 years' time the Olympics comes back to England and it goes to somewhere like Manchester, or it goes to, say, Scotland, like Glasgow or Cardiff or wherever, I often think that I might be around to see it. I'm only 31, so there's that open choice that maybe in 30 years' time, and I'm going to be something like 30, I'm going to be like 62 years old or whatever, and I'm able to say to myself, I'm watching the Olympics for a second time within reasonable, you know, as I say. So yeah, and I have to admit, I'm not a big follower of the Olympics. I want to watch the football, but I've never been a big follower in terms of the Olympics, for one thing, because I don't believe in watching sport that I'm not interested in. Even though that we could be watching it to support our own country and that, I just think that sometimes it's like, you know, you're made to watch, say, sport, and then you think, well, if I'm watching this sport and whatever else, do I really want to watch it just because I hate it, you know? And I think maybe there are some hopefuls. One person that I used to go to school with, he basically a windsurfer, Nick Dempsey. I wasn't in the same year as him at school. He was in a year above me, but he was in the same year as my cousin. Basically, but in my last year at school, we was in sixth form, and obviously because some people who were above me in year stayed on doing courses, and I stayed on doing things, we often had to share same classes. Yeah, I managed to have a form tutor, Mr. Eagle, and we was in the same class, so I did get to share for 1 year Nick Dempsey, who now lives in Weymouth. He's not in the Olympics this year for Great Britain, UK, whatever you want to call them. He was in the last one, Beijing, and he was in Sydney, but hasn't actually qualified this year, sadly. But we do have many hopefuls, and I would like to say that I'm more interested in the football for the Olympics, but sadly, I'm not quite sure what Stuart Pearce is playing at. A fine footballer that he that he was, and he used to play for my favourite team, as you may well know. I just don't know whether he picked the right players in terms of the over age 23. There's a lot of talk about does David Beckham deserve a place in the Olympic team? There's a few arguments against it. I would say in some cases yes, because he's still playing for LA Galaxy. He's still got the greatness of being able to, you know, play international football and do what he can do. But then again, I would say no. Not because he's rubbish or anything like that, but because I think you should have players that are basically over 23 who are still playing international football. I think that's one thing I would have had. I mean, I don't always agree with the fact that he chose Ryan Giggs. While he's a good footballer, surely you would want players that are obviously still playing international football, because that's a good reason for them to still be able to, you know, play in a major competition. And there are pretty much Welsh players. Craig Bellamy, I don't agree with that one either. I don't agree with Micah Richardson. But even if Craig Bellamy was in the squad, I still think there should be a different Englishman. But if we didn't have Craig Bellamy, I would have said maybe someone like Wayne Rooney or Frank Lampard. Players like that deserve their place. And of course Scottish players like Kenny Miller. Surely. There were a few players under the age of 23 that would have liked to have seen in the lineup, but they didn't actually get their share. So I just think that maybe there's this, but I don't think they've done it. I don't think you've picked some players that I would rather pick myself, and that may well be the case. But then again, we've got to deal with it. So I suppose in a way, we hope that he picked a good enough, strong enough team to actually pick up a gold medal. So I'm not really going to be watching too much of the Olympics. I might dip in and out a bit to see what's happening with some sports, specifically the football. I will be doing my utmost best to watch that. But apart from that, I don't think I need to be watching the Olympics just because basically we have to support our own country. And I managed to watch basically the ceremony. I didn't really see all of the country ceremony, but I managed to see most of the other bits because I went back and played up BTR Player, and some of it was wonderful. I was absolutely thrilled with bits and pieces that represented our country, and I loved it when they showed Gregory's girl clip, because I thought, oh, brilliant! What a representation of a Scottish part, obviously, you know. And I think that was great to have. And some of the music choices I weren't, you know, obviously keen on, but again, they did a representation of having people like The Who and the Specials and the Rolling Stones and people like the Prodigy, and I heard OMD, and I heard I think it was Muse, and I heard some great stuff that, yeah, I did admit I like their records in New Order, and I like the fact that they did the Kinks, and I was quite surprised with Tiger Keep by modern songs. I think, well, maybe they're a good representation of our country. What I didn't, there was obviously I didn't like the Amy Winehouse, Valerie. I would prefer the Zoo On, and I can't remember what it was now, but there was something else that eluded me in that thing. I don't think. I enjoyed the Mr. Bean bit. I'll just think some of the songs maybe, but again, we can't. Oh, well, I love the Blur as well. That was good. Some song choices there. So, and obviously we had Mike Oldfield. So, I suppose in some ways I couldn't really fault it when they were doing that. You know. But yeah, it was very interesting, and I was quite happy to see some of the song choices and that. But again, and the Clash was on there. That was good. And I guess I would like to have seen a bit more things like Deacon Blue, Shaky Stevens, that kind of thing. So Tom Jones would have been great music choices as well. But as I said, we kind of everything. But there you go. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed me mentioning you, Katie, and so on. And hope you all enjoyed, you know. And I'll carry on making more videos. So keep tuned in. And bye for now. And as I said, hopefully you like the video, Katie, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.